Hello, welcome to Expat American. I am the Expat American, and yes, it's true. My wife was born in the Soviet Union, and in this video, she's going to share with us about her life on Soviet trains in the 80s and compare that to Russian train travel today. I like the orange colors in here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Wow. Am I lit? I am. No, goodbye. Don't text me right now. I'm busy. Hey, you say whatever you want to say. We're getting ready to catch a train back to Moscow. We'll be leaving this beautiful ancient city of Yaroslavl, and we're waiting on my wife, who is being brought here by a friend of hers, and hopefully we will not be late for the train. Are those stairs clean enough for sitting on?
Yeah.
So Christoph, what's on your shirt?
It's Yaroslavl symbol.
A bear with an axe.
Yeah.
And yes, that's your Roboshka. I heard that someone killed the bear. I believe Yaroslavl killed the bear, and the bear was something that the native people of this place worshipped, and when he killed it, they decided that he would be their leader.
Yeah.
And apparently he killed it with an axe. And so now their symbol is a bear with an axe. Mama здесь? Alex тоже 8 минут? It's such a beautiful main hall, the station, and it's nice to see it at twilight when the sun's setting and the city is starting to light up. What's that noise, Christoph?
It's the train going.
The train's taking off? Cool. What is your favorite train movie?
Polar Express.
So Polar Express, huh?
Yeah.
And why is Polar Express your favorite train movie?
Because the train was running on ice, and it's interesting how he built on ice.
And it slid on the ice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Are we going to slide on the ice today?
No.
You hope not, right?
Yeah.
I also hope not. This is the transition between wagons. Does it look different from wagon transitions in your city? And out here, you can look outside. That's the view as the tracks race by. Максим, что ты делаешь?
Машина.
Пока, пока, Yaroslavl. You're saying to yourself, well, Joe, why are you leaving Yaroslavl? I want to see Yaroslavl. You can. We have a whole Yaroslavl playlist on our YouTube channel. Just go click the Yaroslavl playlist and see more.
Vroom, vroom, machina.
Vroom vroom machina.
So the trains in the Soviet Union were so different. First of all, the color of the trains. All the trains were green, with one color. They look older. Also, the door was kind of like that, but this is a modern style. But we have these doors like made of metal with this type of handle.
So it used to be like that, and now it's like this?
It used to be like that, but it was older looking, and you had to use all your force to open it. It's like heavy, difficult to open. I remember as a child, I was having trouble to get through the...
Sounds like an old refrigerator.
Right, so and we didn't have, of course, this automatic door, so now we can walk through this door. And these doors also look different. Now it's like a spaceship type of window.
And we just passed the bathrooms, which I've shown in other train videos. How are the bathrooms compared
so
to?
the bathroom, oh my gosh. The bathroom in the Soviet Union, believe me or not, when I was a child and we took a train with my parents somewhere far away. So the bathrooms, it was like a hole where, you know, you would do your thing and then it would go all on the rails.
Oh wow! So you could just see down
Yeah,
to the
you could
tracks
see down
racing
to the
by.
track, and it was like, you know, the speed is fast and it's just smash against the rails.
Wow, very interesting.
Yes, it is interesting, but I'm grateful that it's not like that anymore. So in every train we have now, it's called bio toilet, so it's of course the modern type of the toilet.
So I guess you wouldn't want to play on train tracks when you were a Soviet boy.
I wasn't a Soviet boy, I was a Soviet girl, but
This is the first class train, so it's only 3 seats per row as opposed to 4, and you've got a lot more space. Now Svet and I are going to have dinner on the train while our cameraman has been demoted to babysitter for our 2 little kids. So we got our menus here.
I think in Soviet Union we didn't have these restaurant cars, or maybe we had, maybe it's just we couldn't afford it when I was a child. I don't have the memory of going to this car restaurant, like you and me, we would always come. From time to time we would come to the restaurant, but I don't remember ever doing it when I was a child, so I guess they didn't exist.
Interesting. Looks like we just stopped.
Yeah, it's the first stop.
So there's an old car out there.
This is the Rostov Veliki, that's the town which we're visiting.
With Father Joseph Gleason?
He was like 30 minutes
Oh,
away
he
from
met us
this
there,
town. He
right.
met us at this
Right.
town. Yeah,
Okay,
this
this is
the
where
town we
the
were.
big fortress is. Yeah,
Fortress,
right.
Be any religion you want. You can homeschool your kids. You can send them to a private school. You can send them to a public school.
What do you got there, darling?
So I got simple Caesar salad. It's
Caesar
really-
salad.
Yeah.
Is that because Russia likes the Roman Empire and they feel like they're descendants of Rome?
No, it's just something healthy.
Спасибо, молодой человек. Pay attention to the world's only product, a unique development that has no competitors in the world. Synthesit. It restores stem cells, restores the hematopoietic system, restores blood parameters, supplies oxygen to all organs and tissues. The unique action of Synthesit is unparalleled and supported by scientific research. It restores energy, stabilizes blood pressure, and restores the overall functioning of the body. It's a real phenomenon. Tens of thousands of people worldwide have already benefited from its help. Visit the links in the description to Synthesit's website and purchase it with delivery to any country in the world. I like the train rushing by. So I ordered blini with kuritsa. So this is Russian pancakes. It's like a crepe-style French pancake wrapped in chicken and mushroom. It's gotten nice and quiet now for me to do my talking, which I like. But look around. I love this place. It's very romantic and 50s style and kind of a greenish lighting. It could be bright. First class is very bright, but they specifically have given it a mood, like a 50s romantic mood. And here I am with my wife and my, well, it's kind of dark beer, but it tastes good. Okay, let's see if this is worth my mouth, my taste buds. Very tasty. Nice and soft. I'm impressed. Way better than airplane food. Absolutely. Mushrooms are good for your brain. Chicken is always tasty. Thin bread, cheese, butter on it. Cream sauce. I'm a big man, so I've ordered 2 dishes. Take a look. This is very popular in Russia. Potato chunks. I don't know what do they call them, Sveta?
Potato chunks?
Yes.
Chips?
Well, you get these potatoes all the time. They're like seasoned potato
We just call it печеный картофель.
Yeah, I mean, it's very popular here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's popular in America too, but it's more of a standard in Russia. Perhaps more than French fries.
Right.
Very tasty, and again, more mushrooms. I like mushrooms because I heard 20 years ago they're good for my brain. We're sitting here having a romantic time. Tell me some stories from your Soviet childhood on a train.
So yeah, one of my train experiences, and I told you that the train, you know, it has stops, and at the stops people could buy some food, so they can actually open the windows, and there were like a lot of people on the platforms
Really?
selling food. Yeah.
So from your seat.
You can open the window and you can shout, "What do you have?" So I have corn, like it's boiled. So how much is it? And it was like fun. You can buy something and they'll give it through your window, because
Wow.
sometimes the train will, you know, will stop for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. But there were some long stops. And I remember once we were heading to Batumi, and my dad, the stop was like 40 minutes long. So my dad ran out of the train. He ran to the Black Sea. He was swimming in the Black Sea, and then he ran back.
Wow.
We were a little bit nervous with my mom, like, will we have enough time to get back? But he did.
Wow.
Because it was a 40 minutes stop. So I'm not sure if he can do it now. But the train was so close to the Black Sea, we can actually do that.
Well, and of course, windows don't open like that anymore.
Yeah.
So you don't have vendors trying to sell you stuff.
Right.
And that's one thing I noticed that I was a little bit disappointed about when I moved here, because I remember we lived in America for 9 years, and you would tell me about how when we're traveling by train, at every stop, we're going to have people, kind of in a good way, like gypsy style, selling all kinds of stuff. We can get bread and gingerbread and tea and different things, giant samovars. I was ready, I was excited to see this stuff. And when we got here, the platforms are completely clear. There's nothing on it, there's no one on it, nothing going on.
Yeah. So it has been changing, and with the time it has changed to the point like we don't have it anymore. So, you know, it's like very, you know, classic, organized, and it's an empty platform only for passengers to come in and come out.
So that was a positive Soviet experience for you, that you
Well,
had
you
lots
can
of
say,
vendors
yeah.
on the platform.
Yeah.
And now you don't have that, which would be one of the negatives.
Well, it just depends. Some people can see it as a negative, some people can see it as a positive, you know. It's just.
What were your favorite
Just
things to
attitude.
buy on the platform?
I like to buy ice cream and the corn. It was hot and fresh. And, you know, you can salt it and just enjoy it.
I have by mistake come to the handicap bathroom in the train. Take a look around. You got a sink. You got plenty of floor space. Trash can, toilet, big full window here. So just to give you an idea, look, I mean, I could dance in here. So if you're handicapped, let's say, and wondering about handicapped accessibility, in one of the videos I did recently, I showed you the handicap ramp, and here's a giant bathroom on a train. Sveta is paying for the bill by mobile bank telephone. Tell us another wonderful, romantic Soviet Union train travel story.
Well, I don't know if it's romantic, but I was impressed. Once I was traveling to another country, it was Bulgaria, and at some point we had a stop for about like an hour or maybe more than an hour, and I was curious, like, what are they doing for that long? And I noticed that they were changing the wheels on the train to keep on going to Bulgaria, and I was hurt that it was being done for the security reasons, for safety reasons, that so the trains from abroad, they cannot get into Russia that easy, the Soviet Union that easily. So they'll have to stop and change the wheels. It's kind of like for protection reasons.
Yes, this is absolutely true. I know this because my subscribers taught me, because I mentioned that in our very first train video. And they said, yes, they were on purpose. The tracks are made a different distance. So you cannot roll a European train into Russia. You have to stop. You have to take a long time changing out the wheels. And this was, you know, to protect Russia so that enemies could not just roll on in
Wow,
very
you know
easily.
more than me now.
Well, yes, thanks to my subscribers, I do.
Yeah, they're cool.
So this is only one of our train videos. If you're thinking, but Joe, you didn't talk about this or that, we've done several train videos. Well, not several, we've done 2 others. And I'll put a link right down in the bottom of the show notes. When this video is over, you can just scroll on down the show notes and click the link and watch some of the other train videos and see what you think we should have talked about in this video that we actually talked about in the other video. Here is the 50s style cafe they have right next to the dining car if you don't want to sit down like you're in a dining room. I see all these TVs like we're in an airplane. What were Soviet bedroom train cars like?
So they definitely were very different. First of all, we didn't have any bedrooms or, you know, bad cars for handicapped people. They were all the same.
Okay.
And there were, you know, there were not so many conveniences inside of the bedroom. Also,
Right.
we had some bedrooms, they were like with no doors, they were open.
Oh, wow.
We still have them, but they look nicer. So
Okay.
they're way cheaper if people don't want to pay extra or they can't afford it, so they can just buy, you know, this car. But during Soviet times, we also have some cars like technically like over here, so when you can fold the bed and then unfold it and kind of sleep on the way. These were the cheapest
Wow.
beds you can possibly buy.
So Sveta, what was that kettle that I saw back there?
Kettle?
Yeah.
Like with water?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just boiled water where
Oh,
you
Bosha! Ah! For boiling water?
For water, yeah, you can get some cold water or boiled hot water. If you
And that
want
was
to
from
make.
Soviet Union times as well?
Well, it wasn't Soviet Union times. Also, you could get some water, but of course, this kettle looked different. Like it looked very old-fashioned. It actually was like hot, like if you touch it by accident, so you can hurt yourself.
Wow, and I saw they had TVs back there. Did they have TVs in
Of
train
course
cars?
not. No
No,
TVs.
definitely not?
No, definitely not. We would have to pack a lot of books, magazines, and a lot of things you will entertain yourself. And people were communicating a lot. Like you would just sit and talk to some people in your car or around you. You'll have, you know, a lot of conversations.
Oh, interesting. So it's
Especially if it's a long, like, you know, a long trip. Like sometimes you'll be on a trip for like more than 24 hours. Could be
Wow.
like 30 hours, 35 hours.
like
This
when
is-
you had the train wheels changed out.
Yes. It was pretty much 36 hours.
But this is a short train.
This is a
back
short
to
train,
Moscow.
just 3.5 hours.
So
yeah.
Yaroslavl to Moscow is a short run.
Yes, it's mostly like, you know, some people were doing their business, they have internet and TVs, and it's mostly sitting, you know, the seats, like
Yeah.
cars with seats.
Because
as you can
Kazan
see.
was like 12 hours. What was food like on the train, since you said there was no dining car?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we just couldn't afford it. But as a child, I don't remember I ever went to the, ever gone to the, like, you know, the restaurant, like the restaurant car. So normally, what Russians would do, well, like we would pack our own food. It was like a, you know, the same set almost for everyone. It's like a fried chicken with potatoes. You'll have your own individual spoon, individual cup, individual fork, and everything would be packed. Like we would travel with a bag of, you know, food and everything with us.
What were train seats like for you as a child in the 80s in Soviet Union?
You know, I have never seen these cars with seats. I'm pretty sure they were the cheapest ones. And I have never traveled on this type of cars. I have never seen, I have no idea, but I was definitely traveling in ones without the doors. It's called Platskart, where it's like you are with random people and the doors are open and then you have someone in front of you. Also,
So they existed, but you didn't really see them because you didn't travel that way.
Yeah.
So you're a true Moscow princess.
I
You
guess
only
so.
had bedrooms on the train.
I guess so. You can put it in your words.
But you did use toilets that were just holes in the floor.
Unfortunately, I did.
Mój syn, daj piec. Wait, what happened to my junior cameraman? Rostov, did you sleep well? Спасибо. Basically, as far as you can remember about Soviet train travel, you would have to pack your own food. They did not have food carts. It was more like camping or, I don't know, like picnicking.
Kind of like that. Yeah, you'll pack your own spoon and your own cup and, you know, your food you prepared at home, like you will make it and you will take it with you in your bag.
And now you can have candy bars and Coca-Cola.
Yes, but you don't pack it on the train for sure.
So, what did you think of her story? It's true, I know it, because I've seen her birth certificate. It's stamped USSR. What do you think of Soviet train life and travel through the Soviet Union by train? Click like, click subscribe, ring the bell notification, and click the box to see what happens next. So finally, after almost a week in Yaroslavl, I've come back home to my big Moscow flat. So, do you want to know more about us and our life in Moscow and whether or not Russia's a scary or a good place? Well, I already told you what to do. Click subscribe. The chatter continues that channels on this platform are disappearing. How do you keep up with Expat American if one day there is no trace of us here? Go to rumble.com right now and follow us there. We love it here and will continue to be here, but if the algorithms decide we will no longer be here, you can still find us on Rumble. That's the hole. So Sveta.
When I'm recording it, then I can see you or beer. What do you want?
You do me, and when I refer to the stuff, you move down to the stuff, and then when I keep
Oh,
talking,
I'm
you move
recording
back
you
up to
now,
me.
explaining to me this
Okay,
process.
cool. Darling, tell me another beautiful Soviet story about train life. You want to pay for the bill first? Okay, we can do that. Stop texting me, I'm busy.